Hello, welcome to Mart's garage. Look, it's my 41 pickup. I've been doing just a little bit of tinkering around with it over the last couple of days, and I'll show you what I've been doing. Can you see that there's I'm making this ladder rack. I don't know if that's the correct term. I often have to move. I've got some long ladders that I sometimes have to move around from my house or to my son's or to the house that used to be my mum and dad's, and I often put them in the truck. And I had a little roof rack that I used to clip onto here, but to be honest, with the crown in the roof, it wasn't ideal. Anyway, my neighbour on that side is having some work done on the house. One of the things that they did was to dismantle the garage that was put up probably in the 30s or early 50s or something like that at the side of the house, and it had a metal frame. So what I've done is I've salvaged the metal, and a lot of it is, you know, decent angle. There were some lengths on their own that weren't badly rusted, so I've selected those. So I've cut them up and I've made two longer supports there and two shorter supports there, and the way I did it was I had to cut away the metal a little bit there so it slips down into the stake bed socket. Then I cut another piece that goes like to make it into a kind of rectangle, and my original intention was to weld them into a rectangle, but I changed my mind. So what I did, this piece here in line with that is tapped. So what I do, I screw that bolt in, kind of jack them apart to tension them in the socket, and then nip the nut up to kind of lock it, and it's really solid now. So that's how I've done it. So I've got 4 of these cut with the end bit cut away, 4 of these cut, drilled and tapped in all the 4 corners. As you can see, there's a little bolt, and there they are, they're nice and solid. So all I've got to do now is, and you can see these bits aren't too bad actually, so all I've got to do now is to drill a hole there for a bolt. And what I thought I would do is drill it in a certain position so that this piece can pivot down, or if you like, this piece stays still, you pivot that up and you pivot the other side up, so I can store them easily. So that's the point at which I'd got to. I've just joined 2 of the lengths together there to simulate the ladders, which aren't here at the moment, so I could just judge that they will be clear of the roof of the truck. So anyway, there's my little job, continuing my Something from Nuthin series. So basically I've got this load of angle iron, which is from years and years ago, possibly, you know, 80 or 90 years old, and it was a nice size. It's not, you know, it's decent thickness, it's like an 1/8 thick, and it's I think it's 1.5 inches that way, 1.5 inches that way, and it fits nice, and I think it's going to make a handy little accessory for the truck. I can probably leave that one in place and then just have this one, you know, to take in and out. So there we are. I'll spare you all the fine details, but I'll carry on now, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, I'll bring you back when there's more to show. This is my milling machine. Now, what I'm going to do is drill and tap a hole, and I've marked it there, and this, I'm going to tap this 8mm. Now this is a self-tightening chuck, but I found it's better to just nip it like that. So I need to get centered up on that mark I've put there. There you go. Now that's turning very slowly. The reason it's turning very slowly is because I've been using it for tapping, and I can't be bothered to change the belt up to a high speed for drilling. So what I'm doing, I'm just eyeballing this. It's not hypercritical. But my mark which I'm close enough to, that'll do. My mark is 12mm in and 12mm up. That's approximately just under half an inch for anybody using Imperial. This is a cardinal chuck for anybody wondering. When I bought this milling machine, I was at the guy's house, and this chuck was in the scrap pile, and asked the man if I could have it, and he says yeah. Oops, wrong way. So I'm just going to try a little bit of power tapping. You have to be ready to turn the machine off. Then you reverse it. Then you start it again. There we are. Okay, good. I'll do the one at the other end, and the idea, you see, is that I will radius the corner there, and that will serve as a pivot point, and when it comes up, this bit will lock against the wall of the other piece of angle, and you know, it'll kind of form a 90 degree, and when you combine this one with the one on the other end, it'll kind of be alright. The chuck key works the other way too. Conventional one, you kind of turn it clockwise to unlock and anti-clockwise to lock it. It is a nice chuck though. This is a little cheater bar I made one of my first turning jobs in the lathe with a knurl on it. Right then, okay, start her up. Change the direction again because it was in reverse. You could use a centre drill, but it's not that mega critical. Bit of oil wouldn't hurt, would it, on this rusty metal? In the end you just have to go for it, don't you? If you was doing a lot of drilling, you'd use a faster speed than this. When you feel it breaking through, obviously you reduce the pressure on the feed. Stick a bit more oil on it. Okay, I need to work out where I need to drill the holes in the other piece now. Well, no, maybe I'll do the tapping and drilling and tapping on the other one in exactly the same way, and then I'll do the uprights. I don't need to show you that then. I don't need to show you me drilling the other one exactly the same as this. So I will bring you back where I do something slightly different. This is an 8.5mm drill. And I did some calculations, and the hole is 16mm from that side and 66mm from that side. And I'll show you how this goes in the stake pocket. You can see where I've had to trim it there. I just did that on the bandsaw. You know, it doesn't have to be too critical. So there you can see the other piece of angle iron, and you might be able to see a bolt right down there. So that's just like a in there, but captive because I've got the bolt through there. So this piece just slides down there like that. Can you see how it goes? Down, and then when you start tightening this, that's got a little bit of tension on it now. As soon as you put a bit of tension on it without going mad, which is what I was saying, you no need to go mad at it. Just and now that's nice and tight. So I now have 4 holes on there. You can probably see a bit of daylight through the one up the top. 4 holes, so hopefully if I go and find 4 bolts I can screw these on. There you have it. Other than beveling a couple of edges, the whole thing, you know, just took a little couple of hours of tinkering about. I did it over a couple of evenings actually. I did it quite late, it was getting dark when I was doing it. I think that'll be a useful sort of addition to the truck. It does make it a little bit awkward to climb in and out the back over the tailgate, but I thought the front one might be able to stay in place, and then the rear one can go in and out as needed. And I drilled these so that there's enough room for a lock nut and a socket clearance on the nut. So you know, that'll be alright, won't it? It's never going to be, you know, carrying tons of stuff. It's just to be able to fetch the ladders. A little bit of tidying up and beveling the edges, and, you know, who knows, a lick of paint even. Hello, right, I've just kind of trimmed the ends of the uprights like that. And I've ground a radius on the cross piece. So now with that bolt threaded in there, look that these pieces hinge. So these can be just hinged like that for storage. So there's the 2 bars there. These can just hinge down, be dropped in, and you know, put into place. I mean, this, when you put these together, that's quite a substantial piece of weight, that is. So that's quite good, isn't it, for storage? Just prop them up the corner. And for free, and a little bit of interesting metal work, drilling, tapping, cutting, no welding. And there's the other 4 pieces, of course. Again, another little bit of drilling and tapping. Use the bandsaw. You know, I had to, like I say, I had to cut along there. Can you see where it's narrow? I just kind of trim that a little bit with a grinder. Okay, there you are then. There's the finished item. finished, yeah, to my standards. Okay, thanks very much then. Just a little bit of nonsense, isn't it? A bit of something for nothing. Something to improve the truck. Okay, thanks a lot then. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Hello, look, there's the truck. I've took all the angle iron rack pieces off. And what I did, I just cleaned them up with a knotted wire brush thing in a angle grinder there, look. Right there. And I just found this tin of paint, Wilco, and I'll give them a quick coat of paint. It isn't great stuff, you can see where I put pen marks on it, but to be honest, I don't think this will ever sit out in the weather. It'll always be off and just put on when I need to use it, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And you can see that the angle iron has got plenty of character, plenty of, it looks like a hammered paint, but it's not, that's pitting in the metal. So that's how they look right now, just after a coat of paint. I'll bolt them all back on and I'll show you what they look like when I've finished. Going to be shooting into the sun here. Hello, right, I just thought I'd show you the finished job. Hopefully this can pick up okay. I finished all the corners off. I've painted all the pieces green, and it's not a great job, but it's okay. There's a bit of character. There's a bit of character to the metal there. As you can see, the corners are radius, so it can be folded up. I showed you what it looks like folded up. All the extra little brackets are all painted. It also gives me a little somewhere where I can hook something onto if I want to tie something down. So that's quite useful. So there we are, I think it looks okay. Nice, quick, easy job. The material cost nothing. And, you know, I think it'll be a useful addition to the truck. This is green, so I thought I'll paint it green. Okay, thanks very much then. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Just thought I'd listen to the bird song a little bit. It's nice, isn't it? Not sure where they are. Okay, right, that'll do. See you next time. Bye.